That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's line is kicking down the door. Step into the lane where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, normally, this is where I'd hit my button for the commercials, but I messed it up and I lost them all. So I'm just going to read them to you. Shout out to my sponsors, T Properties, quality housing for quality people, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got them in my house. Make sure you get them in your house. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Doors, and more. And of course, Priority Lawn and Landscape. I know you can actually see your grass now. Springtime's coming around. Maybe you need some lawn and landscape. Maybe you need your yard cleaned up. Get Priority Lawn and Landscape a call. And of course, my favorite brewery, Moreline Lager House. Make sure you check them out for all for their delicious beer, their delicious food. All the stuff they always have going on down there. That's Moreline Lager House. What is up to everybody in the chat? We've got Stranger in there. We got Brad in there. We've got, that's it. That's you guys, Stranger and Brad. And Brad's talking about, where's this Bearcat team been at all season? I don't know. And it doesn't matter now. They're not going to go anywhere anyway. So it's a little bit too late for me as far as the Bearcats go. But we are talking Reds baseball. Pitchers and catchers have reported. We've got spring training baseball game. It's going to be on TV next Saturday. I cannot wait for it. Let's get to the man who has all the information, the latest news and information. He's from the Nasty Boys podcast. He's Billy DeVoe. What up?
What's going on, dude? How are you?
Well, I'm a little stressed out since I clicked on something and lost all my freaking commercials, but other than that, I'm doing great. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, dude. I never trust the cloud. I back it all up, dude. I got solid state. I got not so solid state. I got weak state hard drives. I got them all.
Well, it's backed up. I just can't find where it's backed up at.
Yeah. And when you're in a time crunch, it's just like, You know what? You just did a Bill O'Reilly. You're like, F it. We'll do it live.
Just go. That's all I can do. I just read it. Like I didn't even read it. I just be saying stuff.
But you crushed it.
Thank
you. Were great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So Reds baseball. And well, the Twitterverse is going nuts. Nick Castellanos has been released, and every Reds fan, I love Nick Castellanos. And if we had not signed Gino Suarez, I'd be in the boat of go get Nick. But where's he gonna play? Where are you at with getting Nick Castellanos?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Even if we didn't sign Gino, we should have signed Nick anyway. I mean, there's nowhere to put him. His hit tool has gotten worse. The guy had an 88 OPS plus last season.
Right.
His bat has clearly disappeared. His weakness has always been the slider low and outside, and it was even more apparent last season.
Right.
So I get that the fans in Philly hated him, but Philadelphia doesn't like many things.
That's true. They booed Santa Claus. So
Threw batteries at the guy.
Right, exactly.
He's like, make sure these toys have these batteries included, and then just went to town. So, like, dude, even if they did, like, What, you're going to take playing away and ABs from Noel V. Marte? You're going to take ABs from Sal Stewart? Again, of course, without Gino. You're taking ABs away from those guys?
Yeah.
No.
Well, let's just go with it now. I've had people say, we need to go Nick Castellanos. I'm like, great, for what? I mean, look, I made fun of them for getting JJ Bleday because I thought they might consider him as their starting left fielder.
Mm-hmm.
I think JJ Bleday is great off the bench. And I'm like, and you got Will Benson and you got who's the other backup outfielder? I'm forgetting.
Dane Myers.
Thank you. I'm like, I'm fine with 2 out of 3 of those guys, all 3 of them as their backups, other than Nick Castellanos. Because I mean, Nick Castellanos, you can't put him in the outfield. You can't put him in the. He's never been a very good defensive guy, and his bat's gone away. So what is? And look, I understand he had a great year and a half run here. It was awesome. I loved him. Him sliding in the home plate, standing over the catcher and flexing, everything was awesome. But we don't need him. I don't understand.
That was 5 years ago. We should let that nostalgia and the memories we have of him stay there and not create new ones. I love Nick when he was here, but he is not the Nick Castellanos of 2021. Like
it's 2026.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 5 years. I mean, I've gotten a lot fatter in 5 years. So I can't even imagine what I would be if I was a baseball player in those 5 years.
Right, exactly.
So because I got the Matt Stairs build, baby.
Hey, that boy can mash.
He could.
He might not be able to do anything else, but he could hit. All right, so let's go with this. All right, so I want to put it to you this way, and I kind of put this as a Twitter poll a couple weeks ago after they signed Gino. If I would have told you at the end of last season that the Reds would have addressed pretty much all their needs in the bullpen and got themselves a right-handed power hitter, what would you have been ecstatic? Would have been like, all right, I'm good. I mean, and that's what the Reds did.
Thrilled. I would have, going into the offseason, I was like, that's exactly what they need to do. And they did it. So I couldn't be more excited. And what's really exciting is getting all of the updates from spring training already these couple days. And the thing that got me most excited was seeing Brandon Williamson back on a mound and throwing.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought that up because that was the next thing I was going to go to is the 5th starter. And way I'm looking at this, I think, and some people I think Mark Sheldon actually put out there that he thinks this could be Rhett Lauder, which I'm not so sold on that. I think it's Burns is your starter and Rhett Lauder and who you just said. I want to say Brandon
Williamson. Yeah.
Brandon Williamson, thank you. Those guys, like Brandon Williamson might be in the bullpen, if not Lauder and him would be in Louisville for when Chase Burns gets up to the innings because he's not going to be able to pitch. He pitched 109 innings, I think, last year. Remember, he started in Dayton last year.
Yeah.
Dayton. But went all the way up to the majors. So I'm not going to say Chase Burns, and I think Chase Burns has a chance to eventually be your number 1, number 2 guy. That's the kind of stuff he has. So I'm like, and there's nothing against Rhett Lauder. I like Rhett Lauder. I want him in Louisville for when Chase Burns can't go, or mix and match. Maybe during the season you shut Chase Burns down, bring Lauder up to make a start. I mean, that's where I am with the 5th starter. What's your thoughts?
I mean, we're gonna have to see where Lauder is. I mean, the only time that he pitched last year was in the Arizona Fall League. Right. So you're kind of you're rebuilding the guy after taking the whole year off with a shoulder issue.
Yeah, and it's cold here in Ohio. So.
Yeah, not great. Yeah, you got to keep him loose. And so what's going to be interesting is seeing how he does in the competition. Stuff-wise, yeah, dude, I'm like, yeah, give me Chase Burns. Let him throw 220 innings this year. Be a dog, right? But then I'm like, well, the future. You got to hold on for a little bit. Let him develop as well. I mean, you are going to hit those inning limits, and what you're going to see is the magic right shoulder or left shoulder impingement.
Yep.
So you'll be able to rotate those guys in. It'll be a very fluid situation. And who knows, some other guys might come out of nowhere and take some steps too, like someone I'm high on that's, lower in the Reds organization, someone like Ty Floyd. Who knows?
Who knows?
Like, and so that's why we're in Arizona playing fake baseball.
Exactly. And that's one thing that's awesome about this team is the pitching depth. Now, Brandon Williams, you brought him up here. Where do you think, because I mean, everybody kind of forgets about him. I mean, hell, who knows? He could come pitch lights out, and maybe he could be your fifth star. I think he's more, his potential to be more of the I call it the swing pitcher. He could be your long guy. He could be spot starter if you need him. That's where I think his niche is this year. What's your thoughts on?
Sure, I think that you have him stretched out just in case. I mean, it's something where you keep these guys stretched out, and then when it comes down to a playoff race, then you can really look at their innings and start to shorten them and have them rotate in and out and do what you were talking about with long relief if needed and having bullpen days where these guys go 2 1/3 or 3 innings. So you can definitely see that being in play. It's just going to be where they're at and where they're at health-wise, because the Reds, aside from Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo with the blister with his wet fingies, like they had some pretty good pitching health.
They did. That's the thing too. That like just we need to have a fully healthy season from Hunter Green, from Nick Lodolo. We haven't seen it yet. They haven't. Nick Lodolo was healthier than he has been. He missed less starts than I think he's ever missed in his major league career. He still missed some, and Hunter had the injury of whatever it was, this last year. That's still to be determined. We need for this team to compete to win the NL Central. We need those two at the top of the rotation. I mean fully healthy. That's a big step those two need to make this year.
Yeah, and Brady Singer can't get blown up.
Yeah, that would help too.
I mean, and knowing that if you look at him, he is the back of his baseball card, and he gives you those innings, which is something that is needed in this rotation. So, and with him being this is his last year here. In a contract year, man, I mean, that's going to be huge for him and to prove that he can fully be a guy. And I'll be interested to see where that goes too.
Yeah, how cool is this though? We're literally discussing who might be the fifth starter. We're talking about Nick Castellanos come here as a backup, not trying to figure out if we can put him in the outfield or start every day. Like we're now, one thing that is going to be interesting is the backup middle infielder. We don't really have one. That's where they might go with 3 backup outfielders because I'm okay with this. I mean, at first I wasn't, but the more I've thought about it, we've got guys who can play multiple positions. I mean, Steer can play left, center, first. South Stewart can play first and second. McLean can play second and short. So I think for especially for Ellie, Tito has come out and said that he's going to play. He's going to give him days off. Now he's not going to give him like 30 games off. He might, maybe 10 games off, maybe throughout the whole year. I don't know.
Yeah.
So and that's where I think you might move Matt McLean over to shortstop, maybe put Steer at second, and you cover it that way. Are you one that is like, we really need have a backup infielder, or would you already have that bats, have the 3 outfielders that we could have potentially as our backups?
Give me bats. You're all covered. And that's the way that Nick Krall constructed this 26-man roster, is the fact that he can plug and play almost anybody everywhere. That's the versatility is something that the Reds pride themselves on. So think about how many dudes can play second base for that are either playing in the infield sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you got South Stewart, you got McLean, you got Stewart, Well, those are 3 right off the bat right there. Who else am I missing?
Did you say Steer? You said Steer?
Steer, McLean, Stewart.
Yeah, you're good. And in a pinch, you can move Key Brian Hayes over to second.
If you have to, that's 3 guys. And then, like I said, you got Gino. Don't forget about him. Gino could be your backup third baseman and first baseman. So you got guys who can play multiple positions. And I think if you really need a backup, we're talking about second base, but if you need a backup third base, Novi could come in and play third, if you really need them to. I mean,
or first.
Yeah. So, I mean, they got guys. That's where I'm like, I don't think the middle infielder is as much of a need as we might have thought before. And that's the thing. It's like, if you're going through this really realistically, and this is not me talking in Reds colored sunglasses, but if you're really going through this the Reds ball club, there's not a lot of holes. There's really not. I mean, and that's what you want to get to. We also, I hope, isn't a way to win stuff. We got a pretty damn good ball club.
Yeah, the only real hole that you have is left field. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to just mix and match. And that's something that, like, even last year when you looked at this team, you had to start the year with Novi hurt. You had like Santiago Espinal playing third. I mean, you've tried to fill it and figure it out. Like, and right field, you had a rotation of people, and same with left. I mean, you're a lot more confident because your infield is set. Catching, you've got your two guys set. Your center fielders mostly set. You're going to platoon JJ Bleday and TJ Friel. Right field set with Novi, and then left field is going to be Steer, or you can go with Dane Myers or Bleday. And the organization hasn't given up on Will Benson. It hasn't given up on Blake Dunn. And you have Hector Rodriguez coming. You have all these options to see where you can go, and you have time. It's a 162 game season. We don't need to figure it out today. And we don't have to figure it out even in the month of February and most of March. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but we're in such a good spot where last year we're like, who's closing games?
Right. We know that. I mean, it's God. We know who's your seventh and eighth inning guy, and the guys. Like I said, I had Graham Ashcraft on earlier this week, and he was talking about the depth of this bullpen, of like how toward the end of last year he walked in and I felt like he was dragging his arm in behind him. I don't think Tito's got to rely. Now Tito finds his guys, he loves his guys, and uses them more than maybe he should sometimes. But I don't. This depth in this bullpen, I think it's going to help these guys be fresher at the end of the season. We're not going to have to rely on two guys, at the end. And when we're in pressure situation, we got veterans in there that they've added.
But the other thing is that Tito, when he has his bullpen set 7, 8, 9,
right,
he does not stray from that. That is something he is set in stone. He's like, you're my two leverage dudes. You're my closer. We're done here.
Right.
And so, and also congrats to Graham on winning his arbitration case. Good for him, dude.
Yep.
Get that extra $200,000.
Yeah,
go buy like 90 new bows and get some more deer pee to cover yourself in.
He's a hunter. He's a big hunter, but he's a girl dad now. So I asked him if he got the chance to go hunt. He said, yeah, a little bit, not as much as, I did, because, well, he's got a little girl now, so it's
sure,
gotta go take care of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he won his arbitration. Tyler Stevenson won his arbitration too. So again, I'm like we keep talking about winning the NL Central, which I want to. I think we can. If this team stays, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to overblow this, but this team stays healthy, we legitimately have a team that can compete to win playoff series. Hell, could compete to go to the World Series. I mean, that's what they have put together here. Now, like I said, things have got to happen. Things got to go right. They got to stay healthy. But on paper, I think we got a team that can compete with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I agree. And it sucks to see that Pacoda has us at 78 wins now. I don't know. I saw that was posted today, but I'm not sure if that's including everything that they've done. It's like, we didn't get worse.
Right. That's the crazy thing. Like, we won the wild card. We were actually in the playoffs last year, and we got better. I mean, like, our starting pitching, and we won last year because of our starting pitching. Now, Matt McLean has got to bounce back. That's a big thing that has to happen. And the offense has got to improve and be more consistent this year than it was last year.
Sure.
And I think that happens with having Gino in there. And I do think giving Ellie some time off, and hopefully he won't be playing on one leg in the whole second half of the season.
Yeah,
that would help too.
Sure.
I think our defense. I think our defense is going to be better than what people think. I think, and I've gotten so many people that are so irritated with Ellie and the errors, and I've gotten people saying, "Oh, he's overrated. Oh, he's this." I'm like, you guys really? He's only 22.
Yeah, and a lot of those errors came when he was playing on a leg.
Right. One leg.
One leg.
Yeah.
So cut the guy some slack. Whenever people say that, I'm like, do you remember what you were doing when you were 22? Yeah.
I'm always glad there wasn't social media then. That's all I have to say.
Oh man, I had too much, Man, it's got to be tough for the kids who have to be like, I got to make my POV day in the life video. It's like, you're 6.
You're 6.
Go ride a bike. No one cares what you're doing right now.
Exactly. There's people like one of the guys at work. He's not on Twitter, but he's on Facebook. He literally posts everything. I said, "Are you writing a blog? Like, do you actually do you time out? Like, I'm waiting for the next thing." It was like, "Oh, I went to the bathroom today." And it was like, "What?"
He needs to be introduced to Twitter, where that is acceptable behavior.
Exactly. I'm like, nobody gives a crap that much. But anyway,
no. Facebook is the only time I use Facebook is when I post that one of my pets dies, so that one of my grandparents say that they're sorry. I think that's
exactly
all that Facebook's left for these days. But
all right, Brad here says the Reds need to win the hand. I think he means the games. They lost last year and beat the Brewers 50% of the games, and they were in the playoffs. And I talked to Graham about this too. And beating the Brewers, it was just in general beating the teams in our division.
Mm-hmm.
We struggled against the Pirates last year. And the Pirates have gotten better. So
yeah.
That's a big key. And to me, that key to that is having that consistent offense, because our pitching was there all year. Last year for me, it came down to not getting that hit, not scoring enough runs, which is crazy when you play in the Great American Small Park. You should score plenty of runs.
Sure. I mean, they were like dead last in the league with runners in scoring position. With a team that preaches about, hitting line drives and being consistent, that sure ain't it, because a lot of those line drives went in the gloves. And it'd be nice. And I know it's not happening, is that if they could teach them to put lift when they swing and onto the ball, so that it goes over the fence. But we know that's not true, and that's not happening. So we'll just have to see if guys went to the weight room so that the balls can just go a little over their head or a little faster into the gap.
A little bit. But that's why they got Gino. Now, this is what I don't want to happen, because the Reds, and I'm so surprised that they went over their budget that they imposed on themselves, because there is no salary cap in baseball, and signed Gino. But they've done things similar to this before, and the guys not this big, but they went out and signed other guys, and it hasn't worked out. I mean, so
yeah,
that's the one worry is I don't think Gino's going to turn into a pumpkin. I think he's going to hit at least 30, but never know.
Yeah, but you look at Kral's track record, and I agree with you. I mean, 2022, the big offseason signing was Will Myers. 2023's off-season big signing was I can't even remember.
Was it Candelaria, wasn't it?
No, that was 24.
24? Okay.
24 was Candyman and Pagan. Shoot, I don't think they signed anybody in they didn't sign anybody that was like big.
Right.
But Candyman, the big one, and that just didn't make any sense. And one thing that Jake, co-host of the New Nasty Boys, always says, it's like Kral overthinks it, and he convinces himself to do something because the budget's there and that it could work, instead of making the obvious move. Well, luckily, they went for the obvious with Schwarber. That didn't work out. He went back to Philly, and then the other obvious was Gino, and the market just kept falling and falling, which made it appropriate for him to sign. And going over the budget, they were like, we don't know how much they're getting from MLB for their TV deal, but it seems like with the fact that they went over budget, it's going to be more than what they were getting from Main Street Sports. And you chip in a couple more bucks, because when you win, you make more money.
What?
I know it's a novel concept. When you make a good product, people want to buy it.
Really?
It's bananas.
That's crazy.
I know.
Duh.
Duh.
We've been saying that for years. When they're like, where else are you going to go? Well, I wasn't going to go down there because y'all sucked and didn't give a crap. So now you act like you care. I'm coming back. I want to go to some games. It's going to be fun to watch them win, not get their heads kicked in.
I feel like Phil has always said the wrong thing at the wrong time. And he's going to get reamed. He's going to get reamed for the rest of his life with this. And I feel so bad for that rich guy, but because I'll never have that type of wealth. But he can't get out of his own way and says that. But like, man, if you look at where they were from the tear down in 22, a rebuild in Cincinnati has finally worked. In my lifetime. Because I know, because like ever since they lost that playoff series in 95 and which was, you remember it. I don't.
I remember. I was 25. I remember it. Yes, we got swept by the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was 5. And so even after that, like rebuilds, the early 2000s, all of the 2000s.
Yeah. The entire decade. That was a rebuild.
Bad. And then the build worked for the early 10s and with Walt and new ownership. And then, there was the window slam shut. Man, with Dickie Dubs, it just didn't work except for a pandemic, which you can't fault the Reds for trying and then the world closing.
Yeah,
but
that hurt them bad.
No, but it's just refreshing for in my lifetime. That's like this has worked and it's working, and then they are committed to it because, well, the market worked in their favor. So
exactly. And the one thing that I want to emphasize too is that 162 games. It's a long season, but every single one of them count. And to me, getting off to a fast start is huge because I always want to date myself again, but I go back to 1990. They won the first 9 games. I think it was 9 to start a season, and nobody caught them. Not saying that the Reds are going to do that. We're going to go wire to wire, but that's what helps. The games in April mean as much as the games in September. There's no games to throw away. Yes, you can dust yourself off and pick yourself back up and go do it again. They need to get off to a good start, I think, this year, just to set the tone for the season.
And I think the schedule allows for it too. There's a couple brutal stretches, but I'm pulling it up right here. I've got it cranking. Here we go. March, baseball that doesn't count. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're starting the year at home against the Red Sox.
Yep.
Pirates come in, and then you go to Texas for 3, Marlins for 4. You got the Angels for 3 at home, Giants at home for 3, and then you go to Minnesota for 3 at Tampa. Oh, what a gnarly flight.
Minnesota to Tampa? Wow.
Yikes. And then you've got the Tigers at home, and then you've got the Rockies at home to end April. There's a lot of winnable baseball games in that stretch.
That's not a rough schedule to start off. I mean, Red Sox Nation is going nuts because they haven't done anything. And I mean, Texas could be good.
That's not true. They just traded for Brock Burke. They got runner up in the NL Rookie of the Year. So get him out of our division. But then they got Kyle Harrison, who they're just going to put him in their pitching factory, and they're just going to keep churning it out. So yeah, a lot of jet lag, but they're pros. That's what you sign up for.
All right, Brad here says they'll be kicking the face in 99 when the Reds lost to the Mets in a 1-game playoff. Yes, I was there. I went to that game. Thanks for reminding me, Brad. It was not, and that's the thing. Like, we go back to the. I know you gotta get out of here at 6 here, but the 2010 it's the 3 years we went to the playoffs. I was like, that was it. That's as long as it was. I'm like, and then we got to trade everybody. I'm like, we just started winning. We sucked for 15 years, and we got 3 playoff series. That was it. I'm like, we got Helly for 4 more years, I think. Is that correct?
20 after the 29 season.
Okay. So to me, that's the window. Like, we're here. Let's win till then, because I mean, unless I think they're going to shut baseball down next year, and we'll see what happens if they fix this, which I'll be shocked. Look, I'll put it this way: if they fix it, which they need to fix it, I'm okay. I'll be willing to lose the whole season. I don't really want to, but they gotta fix this, Billy. They gotta make it revenue sharing more throughout something.
What they need to do is enforce the rules that they have with the luxury tax that they don't.
Right.
They've let it run rampant. And what you also need to do is make the Dodgers pay more in revenue sharing. Yeah. And they have a cap on a BS deal that they made with the old ownership of the Dodgers, the McCourts, when they were going through the divorce, and it's still intact. The Dodgers aren't paying their fair share, and they're exploiting a loophole. If you actually do those things, and we can get into this some other time, if you look into the actual rules of that are in place that aren't being enforced, you don't have this problem with the Dodgers.
That would be great. But that would actually mean they have to enforce stuff, which they don't.
No.
So, all right, it's 6:01. I know you gotta get out of here, Billy.
Yeah, I gotta go. If anyone's free at 8:00, come to Rheingeist Brewing. We're in the clubhouse with the room that's right off the street. I got a show at 8:00 with headliner Robert Kelly from Bonfire on Sirius XM. He's been on Louie, Comedy Central, Netflix, all of it. So come check that out. Come check out the new Nasty Boys. Come check out my pod. It's like this, but with 2 other funny dudes too.
Yeah, it's way better than this one. This one sucks.
Oh, get out of here. No way. And check that out. We have new episodes every Monday at noon. So
real quick, since I got you on here, you want to come back on next Thursday?
I think I can swing that. I'll text you.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Go Reds!
Go Red Legs!
See you, Billy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Go check out Billy. Hell, go to Ryan, guys, and check him out tonight. He's a funny dude. I appreciate him coming on here talking some baseball. I'm excited about this. I had lunch earlier today with Trags. Me and him were talking Reds baseball, and he's the one that he's like, he put it in my head. I've been like, we can win the NL Central. We can do it because pie in the sky, Reds win the World Series. I've seen it happen. I haven't really believed that they had teams that, because we haven't won a playoff series. I want to win a playoff series, But really think about this team and the way it's built. They could compete with anybody. I mean, and Billy brought up the left field. Tito's come out and pretty much said that Sears going to play left field pretty much every day. I mean, he's going to play. Sears going to be a starter, mostly in left field. He's going to play some second and some first as well. But with this pitching staff, if Hunter, and I keep saying this, if Hunter Green can pitch like I know he can and be consistent, he could be in the running for a Cy Young. Nick Lodolo could be a runner-up. We got Chase Burns, who I said he's got electric stuff. That dude can be an eventual. Him and Hunter Green can be 1-2, 1 and 1A, and then you got Lodolo behind them, and then don't forget about Abbott. We've got pitching out the yin yang. We've got pitching, and pitching like for football, defense wins championships. Pitching wins championships, and I've said this the last couple of years. If you guys are ever watching the shows I do about the Reds, this pitching staff reminds me, it's not there yet, but the beginning stages of like the Atlanta Braves when they had Smoltz, Clav, and Avery, those guys were unbelievable. That's the reason Atlanta went to the playoffs too many years ago. It's the reason, they only won one World Series. They probably should have won more, but they didn't. But that's the reason they were always so good. They were always there because of pitching. And we've got it. And that's one thing that the Reds have concentrated on the last couple of years is drafting and developing pitching. And they have done it. And now they went out and improved their bullpen, which their bullpen was pretty good last year. But like Graham said, because we got more left-handers in the bullpen, more than just one. They got dudes in there that can pitch. We have dudes that can hit. Our defense really isn't going to be that bad. Everybody, we still got Elliott at shortstop. When Elliott made most of those errors last year, just like Billy said, the second half of the season when Elliott was playing on one leg, he's going to be right next to Key Brian Hayes the entire season, who's not only a Gold Glove winning third baseman, he's a Platinum Glove winning third baseman. You got Matt McLean, who I think is a very good defensive second baseman. If he can get back to what he was when he first came up, he's going to be a very consistent hitter and a key to this team. And from all the indications, Matt McLean is the leader in that clubhouse, leader of this team. I'll put it this way, if he gets back to his offensive production before the shoulder injury, it's a lot easier to lead guys when you're actually productive. It's kind of hard to lead when you're not playing as good as you should be. Steer is not going to be beginning right now, knock on wood, dealing with shoulder injury like he did at the beginning of the year. Novi Marte is, and Graham, again, I'll go back to what Graham Ashcraft said. He talked to Novi. He said, getting out to right field, he was nice and relaxed, and it showed. I think he's going to show even more with his bat. He's going to hit more. Like I said, we had the guy Gino to hit behind Ellie, and I don't think the pressure is going to. There's not going to be a lot of pressure falling on Gino to produce because he's been there, done that. He's been at this ballpark. He loves this place. Good vibes only. He's out there blowing bubbles, having a good time in Arizona. That's going to permeate through this locker room, I think, through this clubhouse. We got a shot to really make some noise. And I know I've had people like, we're going to be third in the division. I'm like, you don't know that. I'm like, yes, the Cubs are good. Yes, the Brewers are the Brewers. But this team actually has talent to compete with these teams. And I think they have a very good chance of doing it this year. It's got to be a consistent offense. The pitching is going to be there. If we can hit, we can do some damage. It's going to be, I think, a lot of fun this summer to watch this team. I'm here for it. I cannot wait. Make sure you guys check out my Substack because I will be writing some more articles about the Reds and what they did this summer, how the season is going. I'll ridicule Tito if he does some crazy stuff. But this could be a really fun season. I'm not just saying that. This could be a really fun season. Because if you look at it, it's almost like the 1990 team. And if you go back, all those guys in 1990, they all came up together through the minors. Sabo, Larkin, Davis, O'Neill. All those guys played there. Joe Oliver. The core of that team came up through the minor league system. The core of this team came up through the Reds minor league system. Now, the 1990 team, we traded for a lot of the pitching because back then the Reds, we developed batters. We never were big on developing pitchers. But this rotation, it's everybody except for Singer, they drafted and developed. The bullpen is there's some guys they've traded there, but some of those guys they've drafted and developed. And like I said, there's more guys that they've got from outside the organization in the bullpen. That's continuity. That's like Graham said. He's like, there's guys that hang out together in the offseason. Their families go on vacation together. You can't manufacture that stuff, and that stuff means something. So that's where I'm like, we could be on the verge of having a really good season, a really fun season, and maybe on the verge of a run or some playoff teams in the next 3 or 4 years. Because we got a nice show. We already made the playoffs last year. Can we do back-to-back years? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch and find out. But, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, and Instagram. Hello, Instagram. Like I said, you can follow me on all those along with Threads and TikTok. Check out my Substack. I'll be doing some more writing on there. The Bearcats won last night. I know Brad put it out there like, hey, they won. Where's this team in it all year? I'm like, it's too late. They can go win the rest of them, and it doesn't matter. There needs to be changes at the University of Cincinnati, and I think it starts with the athletic director, John Cunningham. He has royally failed at hiring not 2 coaches, 3 coaches, because he hired Brandon. None of the coaches he's hired has really worked out. It's cool they're winning. They're not going to make the tournament. And I don't really want, not that I don't want them to win. I don't want to say that, but I want to say, that's getting better. They're West is on the right track now. No, West has been every 6 years. He's not on the right track. It's time for a change. We'll see. But shout out to my sponsors, which I said I lost the commercial, so I can't play it. So I'm just going to read them to you. Meyer Window, Door, and More. Check them out. I got them in my house. You should get them in your house. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and More. Also, shout out to Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You can actually see your grass out there. Get closer. Maybe this snow melts. Maybe you want some fertilization. Start getting ready for spring. Well, anything. You got some, landscaping stuff you want to do. Paper patio, mulch, gravel, anything. Give Priority Lawn and Landscaping a call. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. And, of course, my favorite brewery, Moreline Lager House. Check them out. They got a lot of stuff going on down there this weekend. It's always a good time. It's always good food. Check out the podcast. I'll be pulling on Saturday later on tonight. Put it on the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, pretty much where you get your podcast. Make sure you listen to it, rate it, like it, review it. Leave a comment and a 5-star review so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Tomorrow, we got a fun Friday show. Can't say football because we're not in football. Football's over. But fun Friday show. Pretty sure Dale Altman will be on. And the Godfather, Anthony Cosenza. So, all right, you guys have a wonderful day. I see it bright tomorrow. Next week, hey, hit the bell for notifications for you draft guys. I got an hour-and-a-half show I'm doing with the draft professor. You guys like the draft professor so much. We're gonna be doing an hour-and-a-half show starting at 2:30. So Wednesday's gonna be an early show. So I always say this: make sure you hit the bell for notification. Throw it up. Yes, I'm with you. Fire him. Fire Cunningham. Yep, I'm with you on that, Brad. Totally. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya.
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.